You're listening to the Product Coalition podcast with Jay Stansel. This is where product mastery happens. This is where careers are made. Welcome to the Product Coalition podcast. Let's go.
Welcome back to another episode, everyone. Today, I'm really thrilled to host someone whose journey speaks directly to the intersection of curiosity, deep tech, and leadership. Gopikrishnan Anilkumar. Now, as a principal product manager, technical at Amazon Web Services, Gopikrishnan's work is shaping the future of agentic AI, speech analytics, and multimodal AI. But what makes his story extraordinary is not just technology. It's the quiet, focused path he's taken to become one of the most impactful voices in AI product leadership. From his early roots in engineering and NIT Calicut to high-stakes roles at Goldman Sachs, Walmart, and now Amazon, Gopikrishnan has consistently operated at the edge of innovation. Whether it's driving global machine learning solutions or pioneering patented tools like an item-specific dynamic pricing model, his work has transformed industries and empowered organizations at scale. And yet what stands out most is his mindful approach to product leadership. It's a blend of empathy, precision, and purpose that is both rare and refreshing. So in today's conversation, Gopikrishnan is going to take us on his journey into AI product management, which will give you a candid look into how self-described quiet learner became a world-class product leader. We're going to explore how he navigated the leap from technical to strategic roles and how he leads with impact and intention and what advice he has for others quietly building toward their moment. So if you're an AI enthusiast, an inspiring product leader, or simply someone who believes in the power of thoughtful innovation, this episode is all for you. Gopikrishnan, welcome. I'm so excited to chat to you today.
Thank you, Jay. Thanks for inviting me.
Absolute pleasure. It's going to be a journey into AI product management here, Gopikrishnan. Could you get us going? I'm keen to hear your origin story, share your early journey and what inspired you to enter the world of product management combined with artificial intelligence.
Yeah, so thanks, Jay, for the question. My path into AI and product management wasn't something that I really mapped out. It happened in different stages. So when I started my career, I started as a software engineer, building large-scale systems where problems were well defined and measurable. It was easy. It was like you worry about things like speed, scale, and reliability. And over time, I became more interested in how technology decisions are being made and how they are connected to actual business impact. And that's where I wanted to dive deep into product management, and that's how my curiosity into product management came all the way. Interestingly, my journey into AI product management was when I worked long back, more than 10 years back, on a pricing optimization model for a large retail firm that I worked for. So pricing had traditionally been mostly on gut decisions and being done based on rule-based, fixed formulas and human judgment. But in reality, there was a lot of data that could have been used, like market conditions, competitor actions, demand from customers that could kind of influence how pricing can be done better. So we built with a team of scientists and team of ML engineers, we built this model that looked at historical data, real-time signals to recommend right prices across thousands of products. Now, what fascinated me was this math, which we were applying and we were testing for a few particular stores for this retail firm, was how it could create a massive impact in the business operations and how AI model-driven adjustments could kind of change how retail operations can be done. So that gave me the curiosity of how AI is so transformative and how it can automate decisions. So that's how my curiosity and my interest into AI came in, and that's where I thought AI product management will be the right career for me to also pursue.
Nice. I mentioned in the introduction there that you started in a technical role and transitioned into that strategic role. Could you talk to me about the challenges you faced working through that career progression?
Oh, definitely. I think two challenges for sure. One is letting go of certainty. There is a lot of certainty in engineering. If something works, a test pass, a code complete. But in product leadership, there is rarely one perfect answer. You work with a lot of ambiguity and a lot of incomplete information and trade-offs, which you need to look at and try to bridge those gaps for. The second thing, which I think is really important in a product management and a product leadership, is how you can influence without having direct authority. So you are not managing a team of people. You most probably would be interacting with a wide amount of stakeholders, let it be engineering team, UX, science, and different business stakeholders and leadership. So you have to be aligning with all of these stakeholders and with different priorities. So you need to ensure that all of them come through into building this right product. So I think these two would be the main primary challenges, what I think. The other third challenge, which is also important, is I think it's also about engineering I know it's also changing a lot these days, but engineering used to be about personally solving a problem. Into product management is how you can kind of bring in a lot of team members into solving the problem together. So having that mindset thinking change was also really important. So these three were the key challenges for me, at least when I moved from a technical software development role into product management.
I'm sure a relationship with ambition was a key part of that as well, Gopikrishnan. Before the patents and the promotions and the AI systems, what was your relationship with ambition like, and what's changed for you since then?
I think for me, the biggest change for me has been how I can bring purpose into product leadership. So I think that a lot of my decisions right now is that how I can kind of bring together different team members and then build something really powerful, and how much of a business impact some of these products can kind of generate. So my ambition has also grown vastly from actually solving some of the key problems and some of the key problems individually into actually seeing impact. And my biggest motivation right now is that whatever I launch as a product, if it generates the right amount of impact, I think that gives me the biggest motivation. So my thinking and my success criteria has also changed over the years as well with this change.
You spoke a lot there about creating real impact. Is there a project or a product that you've built that has achieved that for you that you could talk us through?
Oh, sure. I think I've worked on a wide variety of projects across different firms and different situations. One of the things which I think which has been very new also is that we worked on an AI-powered decision support platform that kind of turns teams can use, or customers or enterprise customers can use to turn complex structured data, scattered data into clear, actionable insights. So I think this, for me, why it was so important was that it was it was not just a backend system. There was science involved, there was generative AI involved to actually convert natural language into understanding the right data, and then getting that data and then using and really helping a non-technical user build trust. So for example, just to give an example, a manager in a large enterprise firm could ask which campaigns are underperforming this week and why. So giving a right answer and right answer for that very easily and automatically was one of the projects which I worked on, and it involved a lot of different stakeholders, a lot of teams, and I think it created a lot of impact as well. So I think because it really improved people's daily workflow. I think that's one of the projects that I think I'm very proud of, and I think that created a real impact, which has been meaningful to me as well.
When we talk about impact with AI for our customers and creating value there, ethics is a term that comes up quite often. Now, you're in charge of some of the most powerful AI systems at Amazon. What ethical tensions keep you up at night at the moment for someone who's responsible for models at such scale?
Yeah, sure. So again, this opinions is my own opinions and not related to any company. But I think for me, purpose means making sure the products, especially in the AI field, it's so critical that whatever products that you work on, and whatever being an AI product manager, it's so important that you are building useful, responsible, and trusted products. And it becomes more important and that is one of the key differences between being a traditional product manager and an AI product manager. You need to be more cognizant about the responsible AI and being really building products that not just it needs to focus on accuracy and model sizes, but also who benefits. Is it really improving their life, or is it making their life better? And then who could be harmed? I think that is the key thing that we should also be thinking about as a product manager. Is there ways to prevent that? So I think that is really important and becoming more and more important with AI, and with the power of AI that we are seeing today. And I also tend to connect my product decisions and technical goals into real world business outcomes. I think that is also very important. So for example, rather than just saying that we improve precision by 5% or recall by 10%, it's also important to say what does that mean for our customers? What does that mean for the product in general? How does the metrics change for customers? So it's important to think about that. The third thing is thinking about guardrails early. I think we should be really thinking of, especially in the AI product management world, it's important that AI doesn't just work well, but it works well for the people it's intended to help. So I think and there could be different types of guardrails and different types of responsible AI thinking that we should think through, but it should be thought through early in the product thinking. It can't be an afterthought after you build the product to kind of plug in guardrails. It should be in the initial product design itself. So I think that's also really important.
Gopikrishnan, your career has touched software engineering, an MBA, principal product management. Can I ask, what have you had to unlearn during your career life cycle that you did learn at the start that is no longer either relevant because the world's a different place or you're a different person?
Yeah, for sure. I think I have been a very quiet learner in my initial days, and that has actually been one of my leadership strength over the years as well. I have been able to observe deeply. Like people say that I've been very quiet and I think before acting and often see patterns others miss. So I think that has been one of for me. It was a challenge because I was a forced extrovert in many ways, and I had to. I was never the loudest voice in the room, so I think that needed to also. I had to make changes to that, and I had to change that. At the same time, one of the key things which I have found in product management that has really been helpful for me is the ability to write well. And for me, writing can be your ally. A well-crafted document, a well-crafted proposal that you can present to your customers or your leadership will go a long way, because you can put a lot of thought. You can be a quiet learner. You can put a lot of thought, and a well-informed document can also influence stakeholders, and that can help you to carry more influence than actually being in a room and speaking well in a crowded meeting. So I think that was one of the things that has helped me over the years. And I think for me, another thing which I think is also important is also about recommending starting with smaller leadership opportunities. So I was a secretary of one of the mathematics club in my undergrad, and being that kind of helped me own a result end to end, because I was owning conducting a lot of events to improve knowledge for, like, improve interest for mathematics among all students. So I think that kind of helped me to also not just spread awareness and drive my passion towards mathematics, but also kind of own a problem and own something from end to end. And delivering that actually helped me build credibility and help me to also understand how I can solve problems end to end. So I think that's what has helped me. For me, three things which I think are the key things which I would like to keep with me over the years are clarity, being able to be conviction on whatever I'm doing, and then consistency. I think these three are really important and has helped me over the years.
Nice. You've shared many instances in the conversation so far where purpose clearly means a lot to you. Can I ask, when you rock up to work at 9 o'clock on a Monday morning, where's your head at when it comes to purpose and leadership, when it comes to starting your week?
Yeah, I think it's mostly it has changed over the years, and as I said before in our conversation also, earlier, my purpose when I was a software engineer and when I was more of a technical role, my purpose was to actually do my task really well. Like I wanted to complete my task and complete my a particular set of things that I wanted to do on a day, and I wanted to complete that well. But over the time, like in my current role as a product leader, I have been also, it has also changed. Like my thinking has always been about like how I can build better, useful, responsible, trusted products for our customers, and what can be done to improve that. So I think that has been my change in how I think about my evolution in terms of thinking about purpose and value that I can bring to an organization that I work for. So I really, that has been the biggest change, I would say, from being a product, being a software engineer or a technical role into a product manager that has over the years.
Okay. Gopikrishnan, I'm keen to get your perspective on junior level entry into product management. For most of us nowadays that have been in product management for a number of years or decades, we're transitioning into a world of product management that is blended with AI. But at the same time, there's an entirely new generation of experts and ambitious undergraduates and straight out of high school potential individuals that want to break into product management, where their first product management role will, out of the box, include AI components to it. If you was 18 years old and applying for your first product management role that is wrapped up in AI, what advice would you give to yourself?
I think, especially with the AI world, and being AI being part of the world, a lot has changed from the time maybe 5 or 10 years before. So I think for one of the key things which I would really think is important as a product manager is the ability to learn. And for me, I think that having that curiosity to learn new things and continue to improve yourself is very foundational. Being a product manager definitely comes with a lot of skill sets that you need to have. You need to be, as I said before, like in the podcast, you need to be able to influence well. You need to be able to influence without direct control. So you need to have that capability. You need to be a strong communicator. You need to write docs well. And you need to be able to prioritize, and those are all the part of the job that you need to be there. But the world is changing a lot. Like I think the product management as a profession or a job responsibility is also changing and evolving a lot. And I think that is very important, especially considering we have ability to use powerful tools like AI, and that also changes the role for a product manager from to think about end-to-end experience. You can't be a product manager for a particular feature anymore. In my view, is that you building a feature, you should also be thinking about experience and how you can kind of improve the overall experience. So I would think that these core skill sets plus being a very curious learner would be the thing that an 18-year-old product manager should be really thinking about. And then and being flexible. Like you should be as nimble and being more flexible and continue to learn as much as possible over the time, and think like every stakeholder that you interact with in your product management is providing you some new learning, and continue to learn. So that's what my advice would be.
On a similar note, Gopikrishnan, your career has touched banking, retail, and now big tech. What is a moment in any of them industries where you've learned something profound that you was able to carry across industries?
I think all the industries are solving the key problem. Like they want to solve some business problem, and that kind of stays constant. Like there is some business problem, there are technical systems, and there are products, and there are customers. So all of this foundational things remain the same. And that's consistent, and every business problem is also tied to how you can improve your growth, how you can kind of improve the product adoption, and how you can kind of like maybe reduce cost also in some way. So I think that is a key foundational that stays constant across retail, finance, or in big tech. What has also stays constant is what you need to do as a product manager. It's all like you are interacting with other stakeholders across, like any firms, you are interacting with a wide amount of stakeholders who have different priorities. So then you need to kind of manage that, and you need to have that, you need to be able to work with all the people, be a good communicator. So all of this stays the same. I think what really changes, only thing is the domain expertise. So you need to build a domain expertise of a particular industry also over the time. That is different across all the industries, but that's something that if you are a good learner and if you are very curious to learn, you can also improve over the time.
That's great advice. I've got a question for you here, Gopikrishnan, regarding how you want to remember. Knowing that you're working with agentic AI and memory systems, things that are mimicking human cognition, in your own leadership, what do you want to be remembered for?
I think for me, the biggest one I really would want to be remembered for is what kind of products that I built and how impactful those products were. I think that would be the, irrespective of AI, non-AI, or traditional products, and if I can work for and build impactful products, that is one key thing. The second thing is what my stakeholders think about me. I think that is also very important for me as a product manager. Especially, I don't want to work in an environment where stakeholders doesn't think really good. Like you should have a team which thinks really good about everyone else. So I think those are the two key things which I believe it's important and it's critical. And that also helps you to have that confidence to continue to influence without having direct authority. So I think that is what I want to be remembered for. I think thanks for the question.
No, absolute pleasure. Great to hear the advice there. Your career, I'm sure, has faced many challenges. It's not just been one smooth ride. For product managers, they've often got things they rely on to get through the hard times when the pressures are really stacked up or the deadlines are really mounting, and or the stakeholder relationships are getting particularly difficult. Can I ask, what do you rely on in order to keep moving forward as an individual through the hard times? Is it a routine, a book, another person in your life? How do you get through those moments?
Yeah, you definitely. I think that's a great question. You need to have a strong support system in family, and you need to be able to have a very strong discipline also in your work. Those are key things which helps you to drive forward in when things are tough. I think other thing which is also important, especially in a corporate setting, at least in a product management setting, is to use your team as your support system and your sounding board. I think when we think about like stakeholders, bring those stakeholders also into building the same product, like have them also get the same ownership that you have when you are building the product. I think that also has helped me over the years, because if your engineering leader and your science leader and your marketing leader thinks so deeply about the product that you are thinking, then maybe the tough time, when you get a tough time about the product or your product management, you are not like alone. You can get help from all the team members, and you can kind of build impactful products together. So I think those are the key things which I have seen has helped me in especially in tough times.
Krishnan, I want to bring this conversation back to where we started about the quiet learner in you. There was obviously a moment where you took that quiet learner personality and you turned that into a strength, or realized that was a strength. For the quiet learners that are listening into this episode, what advice would you give them to turn what they may feel is as a negative into a positive and come to realize there's a strength in that?
Yeah, I think I can give any amount of advice on that particular thing, because I do think that quiet learners, you should not be ashamed of it, or you should not be feeling bad about it. It's one of your core strengths that you can kind of use to observe deeply, think before acting, and also see patterns over time. Like basically, if you can kind of see that, and because you are a learner, I think that's the more important, whether you're quiet or not. I think that helps you to kind of change, like think through problems, and you can kind of make big impactful. And as I said before also, writing has actually helped me be a better product manager, because I can think through problems and I can write well. That can kind of build a great impact across my stakeholders also, because you have the ability to think through and write. You don't need to be a loud speaker in a particular room to kind of create an impact. And that is an important skill set, and that you need to that can be developed, and that has helped me also. So I do think that writing can be your ally to actually make bigger impact. If you are not, like, if you don't want to be the loudest voice, or you want to think and speak, you can kind of use that to think before you go to a meeting, and then really be prepared and then speak through your problems as well. So yeah.
Nice. Gopikrishnan, the title of today was A Journey into AI Product Management. My final question for you is, where do you think the journey is going to take you over the next 10 years?
Yeah, I think I want to continue. For me personally, it's a very exciting time being in AI product manager, and in the current space. Things are evolving, and every week maybe there is a new model or a new feature or a new headline. But the key thing that as a product manager for me right now, the biggest challenge is that all of this is not valuable for actually your product. So you need to be able to really digest information, separate what the signal is from the noise, and then starting really focusing on real user problems. So if a capability doesn't actually solve a real problem, then it's not really useful. So you need to be really sure what is most important for your product, and then use that to make it the high priority. So really understand the technology, really able to have the curiosity to learn, and then use the technology to continue to improve your customer experience. And then the other thing, which also what I think is also having a very experiment mindset. That's also something that I have been trying to develop as much as possible, is to have a clear mindset to do as many experiments as possible. And that is very important as well, especially in the current landscape, and things are evolving and things are changing. So it's important to have that also. So yeah, to answer your question, like 10 years down the road, I hope to stay in AI product management. And I believe there could be changes in how we think about product management as a profession with AI, and how I can personally adapt myself is the most important thing for me.
Fantastic. Gopikrishnan, I really appreciate you sharing not just some of your experiences, but some of those intrinsic values that clearly mean a lot to you about how you not just progress through your career, but spend time with the others in the workplace. So thank you so much today for sharing some of those experiences, those values, and those stories with myself and the audience.
Yeah, thank you, Jay. Thanks for inviting me.
Absolute pleasure. Absolute pleasure. For the audience listening, I hope you've enjoyed these moments with Gopikrishnan and I. If you'd like to learn more about Product Coalition, please head over to productcoalition.com. Until the next episode, thank you very much.
And that's a wrap for today's episode of the Product Coalition podcast, hosted by Jay Stansel. Got questions or want to explore more topics? Connect with Jay on LinkedIn or join the ever-growing Product Coalition community on Substack. Thanks for listening.